In this video, I send it on a world champion and a glimpse into the future. Look, third eye with a rear view mirror. Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video. I've zoomed in a bit because you can see one little common factor there. Everybody's in a Mclaren 650S. Yes, it's leading the leaderboard, weirdly. And I said a Mazda 3 is the car to go to in the race. So am I wrong or not? Well, let's find out in this video. Now, this first race, I'm going to do a bit more editing because I could save the replay, but my storage situation is getting so bad at the moment that I couldn't save the second replay. I'm down to actually 37% used, but it still says 100%. Joys! But even so, here we are in the race. We've just overtaken a Ferrari there who got it wrong in the middle of the lap here as we fast forward a little bit here and see all the McLarens there. Two of them going in the pits, including the world champion there of Paul, as we continue on with Digit Gaming up ahead there. Now, Digit's in the middle of the road. Where's Digit going? Left or right? Goes towards the right side. We're sort of looking down here. Be quiet, the lunge and a half there, so we do back out of it for now as we turn in. So we're in the Mazda 3 right now, and we are racing these McLarens. So the whole idea here is that in the weekly race, kind of pitted a bit early. Here, we're going to pit very much in the middle of the race and see if we can compete. Because if we can compete, this car is still functional and it's still, in my opinion, the go-to car for the race potentially, especially if you want to overtake and have some fun. Right, we're going to go on board Digit then. Digit side by side with the Italian driver here then. As we go into the left-hander here, the Italian sends it a little bit there, a little bit of contact between the two. And are we going to, yes, there's the Mazda 3 of my car. We continue on up here then, heading into the braking zone. The Italian defense here from Digit as we go through the right-hander then. Continue on now, bit of oversteer for both of them then. And I'm still hanging in there in the background as we continue down the hill then towards the final corner, what I would consider the final corner then, as we slow it into the left-hander then. Digit's looking on the inside as we continue on out to there. Let's jump back to myself then. There we go. Happy days. If you do enjoy this editing, do let me know. If you don't, and prefer just the standard editing, let me know as well. Right, we're going to go 3 wide here. Oh, I thought so. Well, the Italian got very cheeky there, and I think that's a bit off, in my opinion, to come across at the last second there. You used me that way. I don't know. I felt used. What's going on? It didn't feel the greatest of moves, to be honest with you. Still side by side with Digit Gaming here as we go in to the left-hander and we go into the right, and they're going to keep on going ahead of me then. Beautiful racing there with the McLaren then as we continue on through. That Ferrari has re-shown itself behind me as well. And if you're wondering why I'm not smiling that much in the camera, I do get that occasionally. I've been awake for so long right now. I am very tired. But I'm still giving you some good racing as we go into the left-hander. That Italian looked like he was all over the place there. Digit went defensive, of course, as we continue on through here then and continue on up into the complex section here at Interlagos. So go towards that left-hand side, but around the outside on this corner doesn't really work, and we're going to have to slow it up and pull back in to that line of cars then as we continue on through here. Going to head into the braking zone then. Can't really do much here in an FF car because obviously the McLaren does handle a little bit better. Oh, hello. We've got a lot of contact there. What happened there? A bit of a big Constantine effect. Let's jump back to that then. Let's have a look at that on the replay before we get back into the racing action then. We're jumping back on board with Digit then. Through the right we go. As we go into the left then. Oh, hard on the brakes. Ah, okay, yeah. So Digit into the Italian. I went into Digit then because Gran Turismo has that weird ping-pong physics. That's how we ended up there. Right, lap number 4 then. We're still in this fight with Digit and the Italian Andrea then as we go into left-hander. Digit said he's down the inside then. Oh, a bit muscle in way past there, but did make the apex, to be fair. We're going to try and follow Digit through then as we continue on through here. There we go. We are past. I'm going to give Digit a bit of a bump draft here as we head up the hill. Now, because we're getting towards the end of the tyre life here on the Mazda 3, I'm more thinking of the end of the race now. So what I'm going to decide here is to bump draft Digit where I can in this part of the race. The reason for that is Digit's now going to be faster than me. If I can stay with Digit, get the slipstream up the hill, bump draft Digit where I can, and that way my total race time should be better. That's the plan, at least, as we continue on through here. Fast forward a little bit. The Italian was looking on my inside, but here is where that difference is. Look at that McLaren drop behind me, and look up ahead as we catch up to Digit at the speed of sound. Look at this. We are catching so quickly. But again, I'm not going for the overtake here. The whole point here is I wanted to bump draft Digit, and that's what I'm going to try and do here. That's why I'm sort of veering towards the right a little bit. I'm trying to bump draft, get Digit over to take the fastest race in line as we go into left-hander. Unfortunately, I get it a little bit wrong here. Digit nails it fine as we continue on through here. So I'm going to be under threat from the Italian behind then as they get closer. Obviously, this is my weakest point of the race, essentially. That and the final lap, of course, as we continue on through here. And that Italian is all over my exhaust right now. Look at him. He's there. He's looking at me. Goes towards that inside. Pulls back into that racing line then. We do defend it very nicely then through here we go. We don't have to do much there. The Mazda 3 is good on the brakes, to be fair. It's also good on speed as we continue on through here then. We're catching up to Digit again, going for that bump draft. A little bit of a softer one this time as we go up the hill then. Just so Digit knows that I'm not trying to race him at this time as we go into the right-hander. I'm just trying to keep position for now as we continue on through. Stay ahead of the Italian, of course, as we go into the right-hander then. So we slow it down very nicely indeed then as we go into the left-hander. Those two fighting behind then. That Ferrari has stayed with me throughout this one. It's nice to see the Ferrari is involved with the McLarens as well. Shows multiple cars are effective here. We come in at lap 5, of course, which is the middle of the race effectively for this FF car. And we do change those tyres. We do indeed. And you can see the Italian came in at the same time as me and is up ahead. Up ahead of me then. So I'm going to have to retake the Italian. That does tell me, though, that they haven't changed their tyres. So I should be at an advantage. Now, we saw in the weekly race guide that I did a really fast lap on the Mazda 3, a 1:37.8. And I know it's got a lot more in it as well. See, Paul's there done a 1:37.6. So the Mazda 3 is definitely race competitive in my opinion. You see here we're catching the Italian very quickly here as we head towards turn number 1 then. But there's a yellow flag up ahead, so I can't go for the overtake. And look who caused it. It's Paul then. So we jumped on board with Paul then. The rear tyre just clips the grass and Paul went for a spin. That's why the yellow flag is out, so that's an unfortunate mistake there for Paul in terms of this race. Paul rejoins the circuit, of course, there. Goes back on. Nobody behind then, so can rejoin that racing line as Paul accelerates through as we see somebody else coming out the pit up ahead. That's Digit actually coming out the pits then. The Digit benefits from that. Here comes the Italian. That means we're behind as well. There we go then. We see Paul in the distance. Going to still have dirt on their tyres as we send it down the inside then to slow it up here as we go side by side with that world champion there. Won in Barcelona, of course, with the Spanish team as we go by into P14. So you can see here we are racing, and we're racing well in the Mazda 3. But the great news is, and I'm happy I'm wrong about this, that there are multiple cars to race here this time. And I did say it may be an interesting week. I think it is an interesting week. So far, we're seeing different strategies, different cars play out. This to me feels like a very good combination. It really does. We go to a bit later on then, lap number 7, and here's where the Mazda 3 just dominates all in Group 4. We go around the outside of that McLaren. Don't need slipstream. We just go clean on by. Look at it. It's unbelievable, this car. It really is. We are on a 1:38.8 there. We can definitely go quicker than that then as we go into turn 1. Fresh tyres, of course, on at the moment. We'd go a bit deep here. I'd argue this isn't actually my best race, but I will blame the tiredness. And I'm going to blame the tiredness on anything in terms of the weekly race guide and these next couple of races, of course, because I can blame it. I am very tired. As we continue on then, the Italian right behind me again. We're not going to jump to that exhaust cam again. We'll stay on this camera now as we head towards the left-hander. The Italian looking down that inside. Doesn't go for it then. We did leave some room there just in case he did go for it. We accelerate through the corner and continue on then as we advance then to lap number 9. And Digit and G-Stars up ahead fighting side by side in McLarens. Now, 2 cars fighting side by side. I'm catching very quickly and I'm about to hit a long start-finish straight. Can you guess what's coming up, folks? I'm sure you can. Right, we're going to go into the last corner then as we clip that inside apex beautifully as we exit. We're so close to both of them. What do? Do we go left, right, help somebody? Now we'll go on the outside. Let's make it a bit of fun then. So we go to the TV camera to witness the speed of this Mazda 3 round the outside of both McLarens. And here we go. You see it down in the bottom left as well. We have just got past both of them then as we continue towards that start-finish line. We go into the next lap number 10, and we are easily ahead then. And we are looking at P10 there up ahead as well. So this has been a really fun race, I must admit. Really fun as we continue on through here then as we are in P11 right now. We advance to the final lap then, which is lap number 11. And look who's behind us. It's the world champion. And do we have a battle for you to end this first race then? So the McLaren's catch me very quickly here. But this Mazda 3, I said it earlier, very good on the brakes. Even with worn tyres, it's a very good car on the brakes. So the critical thing here, if you are going to use the Mazda 3, is you need to make sure you're hitting every single apex. When McLaren gets on the inside, it's going to go very quickly, especially at this point of the race. one of the weakest points of the race. Lap 5 and lap 11 in this car, real struggle. All the other laps are absolutely fine, but this is where it's critical here as we go into the right-hander then. Pole still behind us right now. We are actually catching the group up ahead as well as we go into that left-hander. We nailed our laps a little bit better. We may be fighting for P10, P9, or maybe even P7, because that's who's up ahead in this train as we slow it down nicely. And here we go, the McLaren get on the inside there. You see where I miss an apex, the McLaren goes, aha! I'll take that. So Paul was looking to get that then. Let's continue on through here. We get into the weekend. Oh, hello. Where you go? Goodbye, Mr. NSX. Oh, my word. They had a penalty. They go off. That's going to be us up into Well, we're down to P11 because Paul just took P10 off us. But remember, here is the strength of this car. We go to that third eye. And look at the top, by the way. We've got a rear view camera. Who knew? Right, let's continue on then towards the start-finish line. Here we go. We drag our way past Paul here. We're going to finish in P10. You can see a smile there. I'm tired but smiling. We get P10. And that was good fun. That was really good fun race there with Paul. And yeah, great fun this race. It really was in that Mazda 3. So it is competitive. It is my race choice, in my opinion, to have some good fun because you can overtake anything on that straight. Now here we go. Oh, I've talked about tiredness, but there we go. That is a man who's about to go to bed, I will tell you that much. Right, okay, here we go. We're in the McLaren 650S. Well, give this a go. Try a different strategy. See what it's like. Is it as much fun as that Mazda 3? And it gives you a perspective. Now, I can't do any fancy edits with this one, so do let me know if you prefer the race 1 edits or the race 2. And hopefully my storage gets sorted soon. As I said, I'm down to 37% storage that I can use. That's it. I can't use anything else now. It's crazy. Right, through the left we go. We've got a spinning car here. That's Key there. Just avoids the racing line. Thank you very much. And we do take that position from Key then. And we are right behind this Hyundai Genesis. Interesting choice of car here, Zape. As we go down the inside then of number 67. Hard on the brakes then. Do we get it stopped? We do indeed. And we've got a lot of cars up ahead. Look at that lot. There's tons of them. Right, let's catch up to them then. We've got a Norwegian driver, Bjorn, up ahead. We've got McDonjan. We've raced McDonjan a few times. Is that a West McLaren? I think it is, actually, as we go through that left-hander and head towards the braking zone then here into Lagos. The first time of 11. Then we've got Muscafi there up ahead in that Alfa Romeo once again, showing the Alfa Romeo potentially competitive. And there's a Supra in there somewhere as well. 2 cars go in. Who is that then? It's Hazetti then, another world champion, and McDaniel as well. And as we head towards turn number 1, so technically we gain 2 positions. Now I was trying to decide when to pit. So just to tell you the strategy I'm going to do for this race, I'm going to do a no tyre change strategy. So it's all about when to pit. Now I thought more people were going to go in the pits that time, and I'd already crossed the white line. Otherwise, I would have come in on that lap. But unfortunately, I didn't. And we are now in a battle with Bjorn here. Well, not unfortunately, because I've had good battles with Bjorn before. So as we head towards the left-hander, 3 wide up ahead. That's 2 Ferraris and a Supra having to go at each other. As we go into the left-hander then. Oh, I love that livery, by the way. Ho, ho, ho. With, was that a skull with a Santa hat on? I think I just saw there as we head into the right then. And we just fast forward this little bit here, getting into the thick of the action. Then Bjorn on the inside of Devil's Carriage in a Ferrari then. As we slow it down. A shout out to Devil's Carriage, actually. I'm pretty sure you watch the videos, so hello to you. As we go to the left there. Oh, sight tag between the 2 of them then. I don't know if that was a rear end coming out or what. Don't know, because I can't save the replay, so it is what it is. As we head into the left-hander then. Slowing it down. We are up ahead of Bjorn then. So we did gain from that little bit of contact then. And once again, Devil's Carriage goes into pits. And at this point, I'm like, well, I've got such a large gap here. I could actually make this work then. So with the fighting, Key's actually rejoined the back of the pack then, because everybody slowed everybody up by 1,000,000 miles an hour as we go into turn 1. Do we get it stopped? Went a bit defensive there to hold the line there. Key gets 2 positions in 1 there, I think. Well played to Key as we continue on through there then. Advancing a bit further onto lap number 3. Oh, we're on lap number 3 now, actually, aren't we? Just a bit further in it. As we continue on then. The light Supra's doing okay. Doing okay, I'd say. Oh, slight tap between Mike the player and Zachary then. So going into the left, I expected some repercussion, and there it was then between the 2. And as we leave at this corner, and they're still side by side, these 2. And I'm like, where do I go here? Where do I go? Slight tap between the 2 again. I was like, excellent, here we go, on the inside. But unfortunately, it all just tightens up. I have to come off the throttle there to avoid pit maneuvering anybody. And Key takes full advantage of that, going down the inside line then as we head towards the last corner. I finally decided that it's going to be too much time lost here. So whatever happens with the cars up ahead, I'm going to go in the pits. Or if they go in the pits, I'm going to stay out. Whichever one happens, I will do the alternative. Here we go then. As we go through that left-hander, where's everybody going? Looks like everybody's staying out, so I'll look towards the inside. Key goes into the pits as well. Got Slipstream into the pits. Let's see how this works then as we go in there. And this time I'm not going to change tyres, and we're going to advance a bit further on. But no Key. Where's Key? So it looks to me that Key has changed tyres. So now we get to experience another strategy in this race, a like-for-like comparison, which is always good. It's always good fun to be able to do this as we then catch up to Devil's Carriage, who did come one lap earlier than me. Indicates towards the left-hand side to let me go. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. I do love a good race as well. We got Dino in the pits. Hello to you as we go into turn 1 then. Slowing it down nicely, and we do get it stopped. So that doesn't stop Devil's Carriage there. Doesn't really hold Devil's Carriage up in the slightest. So smart racing, I suppose. If Devil's Carriage is trying to get as far ahead, he's probably like, yep, go Tidge, I'll follow you. That gets my total race time up a bit, and I might catch other people. Because this is the thing, you can jump people while they're in the pits, and that's what I did here, and I really managed to jump a lot of people. Key got held up quite a lot by trying to overtake people who didn't necessarily change their tyres, whereas Key did change the tyres. That cost some time. Up ahead then, the French driver slightly into McDonagh then, in the West McLaren. So Ferrari versus McLaren. It's Formula 1 all over again, isn't it? Back in the Schumacher era as we go into the right-hander then. Slowing it down here as we accelerate through. So yes, Ferrari versus McLaren. It's Schumacher versus Hakkinen as we go down the left-hander then and heading towards the braking zone. I'm looking to try and get a double slipstream here. That was my plan at least. Anyway, so go into this left-hander. I've not used this McLaren in a while, except for the play with the Champions event, of course, the charity event that I did with Steve, Will, Maxim, Wind, and Mohammed as well. All those guys. Lovely to meet you as well, folks, as we continue on here then on the start-finish straight. But Daniel goes very defensive. The French driver following suit here. Goes on to the outside then for the slipstream. Goes for the cutback then. Sends it down the inside. Goes way too deep then. We're looking for the cutback then. Can we make it work? In towards the right of the centre as we go. And I just gave enough room there just then as we continue through the left. Slight contact between the two of us, but we continue on out there in P7. Not too shabby at all. Advancing towards the end of lap 10 then. About to start the final lap. We've got Key behind us here. Key's on fresher tyres as well. So it's a case of I have to defend this. If Key gets by, Key is going to absolutely blitz it away from me as I stick it towards the left-hand side. Then Key goes towards the right then. Zell's a bit of a dummy there. I can't go back to the left because I've already moved at that point. Key then goes down that inside. We are side by side then into turn 1. In towards the right we go. Beautiful bit of racing here between the two of us, and Key does get it done then. So Key's got the fresh tyres. I have to get back past by the end of this straight. If I don't, he's gone. He's just got much fresher tyres than me then as we head towards the next corner. Can we do it? Key goes defensive a little bit here as we look towards the left. No, we pull it back in here. Going for the wider line. Can we get the run back? That's the question. No, not quite here then. So let's advance towards the end then. Key does keep that position then. Good race with Key. You saw two different strategies there. Come very close at the end there. And we had lots of fights. And it just shows you different cars that do work at this circuit. It really is actually good fun, this one. This combo this week. Brilliant fun. You can use the Mazda 3, you can use the McLaren, pretty sure you can use the Ferrari as well. Plenty of cars to choose from, plenty of strategies to choose from. But folks, that is going to be it for me. If you did like this video, do give it a like. Do let me know whether you preferred the race 1 edit or the race 2 edits. But a big thank you for the support as always. I do appreciate it a lot. 2 videos there to check out, and I hope you're ready. The 40k special is this week.